Today in the wood yard, it's a splitting day and we got a special guest coming. Here we go. Once again, you should be here. It is a beautiful day today. It's about 58 degrees this morning. Absolutely wonderful day to be outside working. The high today is supposed to be around 72, so really nice day. So this morning, I have a bunch of wood over here that I didn't get split yesterday. So I'm gonna start migrating the rounds over this way so that we can get them close to the splitter and go directly right into the trailer. Now I say we because I have a special guest coming this morning. His name is Jim. He's one of you. He's a viewer. And he's a tree guy. So he'll be here in a little bit. So I'm gonna get splitting and moving. Here we go. So this is Jim. He's here to try out the Ultra. He wants to get one possibly, or 1222 or something from Eastonmade, and he's here to fondle my machine. So we're gonna play with it. We're gonna split some wood. So here we go.
Not so scary fast if you have your hand on the lever. Watching your offhand, I wouldn't want to have my hand up there if somebody else was on
If you're running by yourself, it's no problem. But when you got two guys, what you want to do is one guy only touches the lever. The other guy, all he does is feed stuff. That's all you do. Because it's so fast, you got to really pay attention.
Right.
If you get someone in there trying to save a piece, that's how my uncle cut the tip of his glove off. He was trying to straighten it out, and the other guy's running the lever. You got to keep your hands out of there.
Because it's not as fast as one of them pneumatic ones that.
Right. And those are fast.
Them are scary.
But they don't have the power either.
Right.
That's why I got this, because I was looking at getting what are they called? Is it a sure split or? I know which one you're talking about. It's got the wheel on it.
Right.
So it's got a...
And then once you trigger them, if your hand's in the wrong spot, you don't have time to get your hand out. This, as long as you're running the lever, you can feel it in this hand, you can back off.
Right, you can quick go back, yeah.
Right, or just stop.
The one thing that would be nice, and you can get it upgraded, I think it's an extra, don't quote me on this, but I think it's like $600 or something. You can get auto everything.
Right.
So you just hit it, and it'll go, and it'll go back.
This
is only auto back. But it's nice to have the control too.
Because once you hit the auto all the way through, if your hand's in the way, it's going to keep going no matter what.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah, let's put I'll take this off. We'll put on the 4-way. You can try that.
Okay.
Because my opinion, if you're getting one, you want both.
Okay.
At first, I didn't think I wanted the single wedge, but boy, with this tree service wood, crotchy crap, it's nice having a single wedge because you can work the piece and get good wood out of it, you know. But that 4-way is just... It's going to go through.
Bushes and...
Well, and the bad thing with the 4-way, you get crotchy stuff, it'll stick.
Okay.
And then you got to get your chain out and pull it back or beat on it and pound it off to get it out of there. But the 4-way is nice. That's what I use almost, I would say 90% of the time. Because most of the wood I'm doing is going to be, you know, logs that I'm buying from a logger. That's most of what I do. This tree service stuff though, I mean, because you are getting some nasty crap. It's a lot of crotches, a lot of bigger wood, a lot of nasty stuff that in this ash too, it's tight wood. It doesn't want to push it through. That's why I use a single wedge. I thought we'd put the 4-way on. We'll pick out some nice ones just so you can see how it works.
And
try that.
The 4-way probably works way better or way faster.
We make way faster, yeah. Yeah, this is more like the Axis would be, you know, the vertical splitter.
And is what I'm used to using for the Fleet Farm type splitter, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong at all. We broke this off. I broke this right away because I had a piece come up over the top because it was a straight up.
Right.
It was a little higher, so we welded that in. This really makes a big difference.
And I noticed on some of his other wedges, I don't know why they don't just blow a 1-inch hole.
Could, yeah.
Because then you can just drop a clevis through it, hook a chain, and when it's not there, there's nothing in the way.
Right, and I think they made this more for like a consumer. The other thing this is just, it's not critical, I would make this higher. I'd make this another 6 inches.
And I thought the push
big stuff.
plate could almost be
this is a bigger push plate.
It is.
Yeah, the old one old one was like down to here, yeah.
Just this row of divots.
Yeah, this is at least, I would say, 2 inches higher and 1 inch wider.
So it was that an upgrade that you...
They just sent it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been doing videos and he said, I'll just send you one. So, but I did buy the single wedge.
Or the single wedge because it came with the 4.
Well, you pick one or the other, you get one or the other.
Okay.
And I said, well, I want, and this was only like an extra couple $100. I said, yeah, because I know I'm going to get some wood that might be nasty, so I'll take the single wedge also. And I didn't use it hardly at all in the beginning because I was doing almost all just, you know, nice straight wood. It was never a problem. But then I started doing some tree service stuff or some crotches, you know, some wood I'd cut myself, and you couldn't push it through it because this is only 14,000. Yeah, 14 tons, 14 tons. Whereas you get a 1222, I think it's more like 22 tons.
Okay, yeah, I thought 28 ton, but
no, it's only 14. Is all it is.
Yeah, it's falling right back on the ground.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's full. It's full. Yeah.
Get to play with your wood twice that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you get to just load it again. Punches out some wood pretty fast, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it moves right along. It can make wood fast. If you could, it's as fast as you can feed it.
Yep.
With two guys, it's just, and if you get the right size wood where you're doing just 4 splits, you get that stuff like this, which is poof, 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 poof,
right.
Poof. It's as fast as it ever will go.
But if you're just processing just kind of like random wood, you don't have that. You might have it for a while and then you got...
Right. Well, I tried to get some of those big ones just to show you with the 4-way.
Oh, right.
Clear wood. I mean, big wood.
Yep.
So,
yeah, it still pushes through it.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. You get knots though.
It grunts, but
yeah. And I've had some stuff where you won't go. If you if you get a big crotch, it ain't going. So then what you do is, I try to put it off to the side, so I'm just using a wing.
Yep.
I try to shave it off a little bit.
But you're not worried about putting the side twist on?
Yeah, if you do, you do. Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just asking.
But a lot of times I'll do is I just leave the big ones. I'll leave a lot of the crotch like this here. I'd leave that sit, and I'd put the single wedge on and just finish up with the crotches.
Right.
And it's only tree service wood that I have a problem with.
Okay.
Otherwise, I use the 4-way almost all the time.
But don't you get knots, stuff like that off of a log truck?
Not too much.
No? Okay.
I don't get that big of stuff. If you get a knot, you know, most of the stuff I'm getting is like this. Okay. And if I get a knot, a lot of times it'll be off to the side. You know, I can just bring it off to the side, or I just leave it to the side. I don't get a lot of it.
Because
so
like
it's just not an issue.
Stuff like that, I started to mention it earlier.
Yeah.
I'm better off like on that because of the growth direction.
Ripping it.
Well, no, but as far as like that piece there, the piece that's on the ground, or the end that's on the ground, I would put that towards the wedge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're pushing into the grain instead of against.
Right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, what I try to do is you got to read the wood. You know, I can tell you split before. You know what you're doing.
So.
Yeah, you got to kind of read the wood and try to center it, but the 4-way complicates it because you've got more to think about. But for small wood, like a lot of that stuff I buy a lot of wood like this. It's so fast. Now that it just pile up.
And then working with somebody you've never worked with before, it takes a while to get into a rhythm.
Yep,
is the guy going to move his hand, or is he going to leave it there?
I try to leave my hands out. Yeah.
Oh, right, but you don't know what I'm going to do as far as reaching over to take the wood from you.
Right. Yeah, you try to get a rhythm and try to. After a while, you know what the other guy's going to do. Yeah,
and it takes more than an hour or two. It all depends on the guy you're working with.
And it depends on the wood, and you got to talk a little bit once in a while and read the wood a little bit. And yeah, but people that I've split with that don't know what they're doing, I can tell right away. And people that have split, they can tell right away.
Right.
Because you got to read the grain. And then like a piece like this here is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of good wood in this.
Right. So you're better off splitting.
Well, what I should have done
side.
when I was cutting this. What I should have done is I should just rip this off because it's no good. So what I would do is I would split this and then eventually just split that off and chuck it into the discard pile.
Discard.
But that's where a single wedge is nice because you can take this and pop it right down the seam right here, and then just chuck that to the side. So that's where a single wedge is kind of nice. I mean,
I'm kind of thinking the single wedge would probably work better for me.
Yeah, for a guy like you that's you're not into production and you're not having perfect wood, you're going to be getting whatever you can get. A single wedge is the way to go, I would say.
Because just from the fact that the cycle time is so fast that...
Yeah. Well, you see the axis. Basically, this is an axis.
Right.
It's the same everything. It's just that the axis is vertical.
And I've looked at them. The only thing is when you're watching them running from their splitting table, then the lift is over here, and it's almost like they're having to slide the wood over to it instead of having it just fall onto the conveyor.
I think it could be closer, yeah. It should be offset, like the splitter could be like, say, right here, and then you only have maybe
small table,
maybe 12 inches, and have all your table to the right, to the side, and then have your elevator right there, so it's just instantly in it,
falling and not having to slide it.
But if you get the big round pieces, it's
then
nice
you
to
got
have
two halves.
So
But instead of splitting it in two halves, then at that point, could you just start on the edge? And
that's what a lot of guys do. But even then, on a big, if you got a big 40-inch round, you're going to take chunks of it off, and you got to re-split them anyway.
Right. But what I'm saying is, where instead of splitting it right down the middle, and now you got half on both sides, and now you need that big table on the left side. If you just took that in like eighths, to where you didn't need that big table on the left. I guess it all depends on your process.
Right, what some guys do with the big rounds is they'll pop it in the middle and then they'll turn it and they'll pop it and they turn it and they pop it and they turn it and they pop it, and then a lot of times what they'll do is they'll double split. So they've got to, say you got a split here,
yep,
and they'll slide it in and they'll pop, so you're getting 2 pieces out of each one of your second cuts.
And then you wouldn't need that big table off to your left.
Right. Everybody looks at it and they try to figure out what's going to be easiest.
Right.
Cutting firewood is hard work. The trailer is pretty full, so Jim just left. He just wanted to come try the splitter out. He's thinking about getting one, and he said he really likes it, and he likes the idea of the single wedge, and he said it's a very good machine. He likes the speed of it, and he wants one, so I'm pretty sure he's going to get one. But yeah, we split the not the rest of the ash. We did a bunch of the ash here, and there was a little bit of cherry in there, and there's a little bit of basswood. Still got a little bit left over here to do, but some of the nastier pieces are left, and it won't fit in there anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the trailer and we're going to back it up over here. I'm going to do some stacking right over there because I got about another hour left before I have to go do work in my other business. So we're going to do some stacking. Hopefully I can get this done maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Better get busy. So I'm going to put the tongue on the splitter here. That way I can handle it. Oh, hang on. I can handle a little bit easier getting it out of here. Right now I'm on a hill. It slopes down pretty steep right here. So hopefully I can get this thing out of here. Oh yeah. But it wants to come this way. I basically just want to get it out of the way so I can move the trailer to where I want it so I can do some stacking. So I don't always keep the tongue on here because the tongue kind of gets in the way of, you know, moving, putting it where I want it, and you're tripping on it and things like that. So, but it makes it easier for moving. Now I got my little hand cart, it's right over there, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to pick this up and shove it out of the way over here because I'm going to kind of keep it in this area. So I just measured and I had to find a small pallet and make a kind of a custom end here because 6 feet is like, I mean 8 feet is like right here. So I'm actually just a little over for finishing this one off, and that's where the rest of this is gonna go. But I'm out of time. That's all I got time for today. I gotta go do work in my other business. So you're gonna poke some buttons, and tomorrow you're gonna come back 5:30 a.m. If you can't wait that long, go to my channel. There's over 750 videos waiting for you to watch. Go now. Good night, Irene.